have you made the shift? Have you made the shift from the way it used to be to the way it is now? In other words, you know, like the dinosaurs, they didn't make the shift. During the Depression, the way things were in 1920 and the way things were in 1940, they weren't the same thing. You had to make a shift. And so I think a lot of us are in that right now. Have we made the shift from the way things used to be a couple years ago to the way things are now? And so I think the reason why we haven't made the shift is because we're scared. Is anybody scared like me? I've been scared. And so because we're scared, we have this fear, right? So we have this fear and we don't know what to do, and we're so scared. And I went to, the Federal Reserve has these great meetings, and I went to one last week, and the lady presented a survey on happiness. And she has done these surveys for all these countries around the world, and what she found out was the countries that had the least amount of shift going on had the highest degree of happiness. So places like here and in China, where we had a huge growth or a huge letdown, there's a lot of unhappiness. Places like Sweden and Finland and Switzerland, lots of happiness. And I thought about, that's probably what we're going through, right? There's a shift, we're scared, there's fear. But fear is nothing but, what's the unanswered question? In other words, if you don't know the answer to a question, there's fear. And your question may be, what's my next job? Your question might be, how am I going to pay my mortgage? And because we don't know the answer, we have all this fear. Anybody relate to that? I know I can. So, I think that if you think about fear, we have to think about our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. So our conscious mind is, I see y'all out there, y'all see me up here, you've got the people sitting at your table, we're all conscious about that, right? But our subconscious mind is all those thoughts that are going on in our head. And one of those things is, we got this negative thought going on, right? So if we're thinking all these negative thoughts, are we bringing all this negative stuff to us? What happens if we change our thought and we start bringing more positive stuff to us?